Today we are looking at the operation and testing of a relay. So what is a relay? A relay is basically an electromagnetic switch. They are usually found in fuse boxes and are used in low circuit current circuits to control higher current circuits. For example, they are used in circuits such as horn circuits, light circuits, fuel pumps, etc. Different types of relay are the M4, the B4, and relay.
How it works in a circuit. When, for example, you press the horn switch, it sends a low voltage current to the relay switch, which will then complete a higher current circuit, which is known as the load circuit. This is the example of a relay in a starter motor circuit. You have your battery here, which is connected to chassis ground. When you go to turn the ignition switch onto the crank position, current will then flow through the fuse, down through this relay coil, and then ground. This will then turn into an electromagnet, which will then pull this switch across, creating the contact here. Current will then flow through wire here, down to here, and onto the starter motor solenoid, which will then energise that solenoid, sending power down to here, which will then start the motor.
How a relay works. A small current is sent to the coil, which is wrapped around a magnet. When the coil is energised, it creates an electromagnet which pulls or pushes the switch, completing the load circuit.
Reasons why relays are used. Relays are used in a lot of modern circuits because most circuits are high current circuits on a car, most of them being electric, windows, etc. This is because should a fire occur on a high current circuit, it will keep the fire in the engine bay and not on the passenger compartment.
How to test a relay switch. First, you need to energise the coil, which is these two pins here. They can be pins 1 and 2 or 85 and 86 depending on manufacturer. To energise the coil, get an inverter, turn it on 12 volts. You place your crocodile clips onto those two pins. You should hear it click. The next step, get a multimeter and set it to ohms. Next, you calibrate the multimeter by touching the two probes together. Then you find these two pins here, which are the switch pins. You place the multimeter probes on them. Here I'm getting a reading of 0.3, which is very good because it is just a switch, it's not a consumer, so it should not be consuming voltage.
A second test you can do over a relay is to check the resistance over the coil windings. You do this by completely removing the relay from the inverter. You next have to calibrate your multimeter. You do this by turning your multimeter to ohm meter. In this case we have it on 200 ohms and touching the probes together. We have a resistance reading of 0.2, which is brilliant for this multimeter. Next, we locate the two pins for the coil windings, which are these two small ones. Their numbers would be 85 and 86. You next touch the probes over the pins and you get a reading of 103.2 on this particular relay. A decent reading for a relay coil winding is between 100 and 1000 ohms, so this one is well in that region.
Relay pins. On most relays, the pin numbers for the coil windings are 85 and 86. For the switch pins, they are 87 and 30, but this depends on the manufacturer. Some Japanese relays use numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5.